Is that it might maybe. I don't know. Hi. Oh, I didn't even put on the please wait thing that I used to have. I used to have a please wait thing that I put on there. Didn't even put that on. Well, because I forgot. Let's be honest. It's been a hot minute. I don't even have my controller. I've got my Stream Deck over here that I used to use to control all the screens and everything. Not even plugged in. I'm just winging it. Just totally winging it right now. So yeah, I'm just whatever's happening is happening. I think I've got things set up correctly. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But thought I would hang out and just say hi to everybody. Give it a few minutes. See if anybody shows up. If not, I got plenty of work to do. I'm a busy guy. No, I am. Right now, I'm actually very busy. But that's another story. That's a whole other can of fish. It's not right. It's a whole other something. Whatever it is, though, it's a whole other something. I don't even know if we got my chat set up here. Do I need to do multi-stream? I don't know. It's been so long since I've used OBS. I had to like redo some of the settings and relink accounts. All sorts of fun stuff like that. Crazy fun stuff. So yeah, it took me a minute to get everything set up so that it will work. And now I'm back. Am I back? I got my coffee. It's decaf because I'm not crazy. I'm not a crazy man. Well, eye of the beholder. Yeah. Let's see. I'm actually going to go on Discord. Think it's working. Let's see. But yeah. Let's even see. I even had to get onto Twitch to even see what was going on Twitch-wise, because I haven't logged on to Twitch in so freaking long. Like I can't even. It's been so long. But it looks like I'm live. It looks like things are happening. So hooray, I guess. Yeah, we'll say hooray. I don't know. You're in chat, huh? Man, I'm not seeing any chat. All right, let me see if I can figure out where my chat is now. Guess who's back? Back again. Where's the chat? Chat again. See, I've got the here's the other thing too. My setup has totally changed in the past couple of years. So I used to have like multiple monitors set up. This one's unplugged for reasons I can get into later, but it's unplugged and I don't know where everything is. So what a mess. Oh wait. Hey, there's chat. Hot damn, I had chat like minimized the whole time. Hey y'all, what's going on? Oh man, everybody's here. Theater, Darkman, Steph, Luis. What is Ethereal? Hey, what is going on, y'all? It has been a hot minute. Take it from the top. Yeah, back to one. Everyone back to one. Here we go. And action. So yeah, I was actually looking at... So the mini feed that has all the activity that happens on the account is still up. The last thing that happened on this thing was 2 years ago. Last stream was 2 years ago. That's right, scatter. Now's your chance. It's your last chance. Run away. Run away. Don't perceive me. So what's new, y'all? It's been a long time. I mean, I know I put out a video. When did I put out a video? I put out a video. Wow, when did I put out a video? Hold on, now I gotta look that up because I did put out a video on the YouTubes. Let me see when that was. That was pulling up stuff, hopefully. Um, content. Boop. Oh God, yeah, that was a year, almost a year and a half ago. Oof, almost a year and a half ago. So yeah, that's been a hot minute. Oh, let's see what I miss. Uh, you know what? I have missed y'all too. There have been so many times I'm like, man, I want to stream, or at least just talk to a human being. I have not had a lot of human being talk. Well, that's not true. That's not. Life is nuts, y'all. Like I don't even know where to begin. How's a baby who isn't really a baby anymore? Well, the baby who isn't really a baby anymore. Let me make sure the lights are still off in his room. He refuses to go to sleep, and he spends most of the evening trying to do experiments. The last night, this is my son. Last night he was up late. Again, he's supposed to go to bed. He doesn't. I get it. I'm the same way. If I can't sleep, I'm not going to sleep. It's just kind of the way it works. Anyway, hey Hectic, what's going on? Nice to see everybody. Um, anyways, I'm noticing. I like turn on the cam. 'Cause we've still got the cam because he's still 4. So sometimes we just need to keep an eye on the child. So I turn on the cam and I'm looking and I'm like, is he wearing his painting smock at 8:45 p.m.? Is he pouring something out into a I should go in his room. Yeah. So he has an art easel in his room with crayons and everything, and I didn't realize that we had left some of his watercolor paints in there. He wanted to see what would happen if he got all of them wet at once and they all mixed together. So he did that. He got some water, he poured it all in there, then he was pouring the water out to see what the color would be on that. We may have a multicolor rug in his room now. If you're curious, the answer is the color is brown. Just if you're curious. So yeah. April 9th, 2022. That's exactly right. That was the last time. Yeah, right, Theater. He's 4. He's 4.5. Almost 4.5. Yeah, it's crazy. Here, I'll show you. Show you a recent picture of him. I know some people like, don't share pictures of your children on the internet. I'm not that guy. I don't know if I'll ever be that guy, but well, I will a little bit, but I think the fears are a little overblown. If you talk to police, they'll tell you something different. But let's see if I can find a good picture of him. Oh, so we took him to our very first volleyball game. In case you didn't know, I have been a huge fan of Texas volleyball for ever. For the past almost 30 years. Been a big fan of UT volleyball. So we took him to his first UT volleyball game. I don't know if you're gonna. Yeah, it's blowing it out a little bit, but you can kind of see what he's doing. Me and him hanging out in the stands watching UT volleyball. He had a great time. He didn't know what to do most of the time. Got a good picture of him with Bevo. For all of you UT fans, it's him with Bevo. Hook 'em. Is he the same age as your niece, Theater? Wow. And he is a non-stop bundle of energy. Like, I can't even express to you how much energy this child has. I don't know where he gets it. I'm an older parent. I don't have the energy to keep up with 4-year-old, y'all. Am I an older parent? I think any parent that's above the age of 20, we should start calling him an older parent. Because I don't know how anybody has the energy to keep up with a child. My God, y'all. It's insane. It's insane. He runs around nonstop and I'm just like, I can't move. He's a genius boy. He is stupid smart. Well, okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about 4-year-olds. I think I'm paraphrasing a little bit. My friend Craig, y'all know Craig. Everybody knows Craig. Wheezy Waiter. I'm paraphrasing him, so don't quote me on this at all. It's paraphrasing him. But he said one time, he's like, sometimes we forget that kids are stupid. That's a horrible way to say it, and that's paraphrasing. He said it much better than that. But basically, the reality is that kids, as smart as they are, sometimes just no. Like, the kid can explain certain things, but then he's like, is today Sunday? No, today is Tuesday. So it's Sunday. No, it's Tuesday. Why? Well, yesterday was Monday. The day before that was Sunday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so today is Tuesday. Okay. Skeptically as he walks away. The best one is when he asks questions. He asks why questions a lot. The best one is when, like, let's say we're going through. Here's an example. Very close to a real example, but not quite. He's like, what's that? What's that over there? That's a whale. Why? The fuck do I know? It's a whale. That's just what it is. I've gotten to where I'm like, well, it's big. It lives in the water. It has hair, I guess. Breathes air. Dude, or I don't know. Dude's a why. Oh God, ethereal. I can't. I've had to tell him a few times, like, do not say the word why again. Just don't. Because I can't. I just can't. There are times when I can't. I love that child with every breath of my soul. And he can be the most difficult child in the world. He almost made me cry tonight. He was so mean. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know he's being mean, but he's just like being real defiant and not doing anything. And he said something along the lines of, yeah, you're not the best dad. I'm like, oh man. Oh. He didn't mean it. He was trying to be like, this is right after he came up and hugged me because he saw that I was feeling sad. So he's a wonderful child. Identical to your conversations with your parents. That's funny. Well, you know what? If asking questions is a sign of an incredibly smart person, I can't keep up with this kid. There's no way. He will surpass me in every way. He actually started, well, okay, so he was doing pre-K Montessori school back when he was 2. He started when he was about 2. A little over 2 years old. And he was there for about a year and a half. And just a month ago, he started at a public school here, pre-K. It's one of the few public schools in there that has pre-K. But it's dual language pre-K. So it is Spanish immersion. I think 90% of the instruction is in Spanish. He struggled at first a little bit, but now he's kind of like, all right, that's what's happening at school. And he comes home singing, hola amigos, ¿cómo está usted? Estoy muy feliz de ver a usted. Just like, okay, dude, now I feel inadequate. Totally inadequate. Theater, oddly enough, Caden is not into dinosaurs. I think he might be the only kid in the world that's not that into dinosaurs. He's got a couple of dinosaurs books, but he's not like obsessed with them. It's really hard to find things that he really has latched on to, because he basically, once he figures something out, he moves on. He'll watch a show. If he's seen all the episodes, like, what's next? It's not entirely true. Sometimes it goes back, but you can definitely see. So he'll have a phase where he loves Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Mickey Mouse Funhouse. We'll have a party, a Mickey Mouse party for his birthday with like Mickey Mouse standees. And a week later, he will not watch that show for anything. It's like, well, geez, what do we... Oh, damn. Dimetrodon and Spinosaurus. I've seen that. Hey, Unbound, what's going on? I see you. Yeah, so anyway, that's Caden right now. He is dual language, Spanish immersion, pre-K. smarter than he should be. Like, so smart it's dangerous. This kid, oh man, the stuff he figures out. Like, he was talking to me a few weeks ago about hamsters. I'm like, I don't want hamsters. I do not want hamsters. So we talked about it, and we finally settled that we would get an aquarium. Now, I don't know about you, or what your experience with fish has been in the past. Maybe you don't have experience with fish. I don't know. You tell me. But in my experience with fish and fish keeping, the fastest way to teach a kid how to kill an animal is to give him a 10-gallon aquarium. One of those little fishbowl things. You can't keep fish alive in those things. You just can't. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we got an aquarium, and he was asking about all this stuff. See, Steph, there you go. You poured orange juice in your fish tank. This is why you don't get little fish. So we got a 30-gallon aquarium. Should we have spent that much? Absolutely not. No. It looks great right now. It's a little full of algae, but it looks great. But anyway, when we were going to the fish store, he went up, and this is a huge fish store here in town. It's just got hundreds of aquariums of all kinds in there. And there's all sorts of pumps and tubes, and he was just going through, and he's like, what's that? What's that? I had to explain the entire cycle of how aquariums work, and when I was done, he's like, okay. He's just got it. He's like, all right, that makes sense. It just makes total sense. So yeah. Hey, I think multi-feed is working now. That's one of the things I was trying to look up before, in case anybody randomly was on YouTube watching and wanted to say something. There weren't a lot of people watching on YouTube, and I doubt they're going to watch this right now, but you never know. But anyway, that's how smart this kid is. He'll get it pretty quick. There's some things he's still struggling with. Like, if he sees a gray cloud, by God, it's going to rain. Like, nah, it's probably not. He's like, Daddy, that's a gray cloud. Look. Do you see the gray cloud? I'm like, I see the one gray cloud in the sky. Well, then it's going to rain. Well, let's just see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Oh, you came here from YouTube? Well, see, there you go, Hectic. I'm glad that I did the stream on YouTube. That was one of the reasons I started a little late, because YouTube was not working. So I had to relink all the YouTubes and everything like that. So that was a little late. So let's see, what else? What do y'all want to know? Ask questions. Ask me anything. This is an AMA, y'all. We're doing an AMA. I should have just called this like Mark's AMA. Let's see what happens. Hey, maybe you don't care. You're just like, I don't care. I'm just hanging out. I'm just chilling. My hair? Yes. It's still long. I can... Here, hold on. I need to lose the headset. Looks a little frizzy right now. Hold on. Wham! Bam! Oh, it's all tied up. Here we go. My luscious locks. Look at them all. Luxurious, glorious, flowing mane of whatever. Isn't it crazy? I fully embraced not being able to get a haircut. I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. I'm not listening to anything. Can I do it in slow motion? I can't get the... I can't do that. Whatever. Best I can do, dark. Sorry. You gotta pay for that. I just totally embraced the pandemic haircut. And see, here's the thing, y'all. Hey, Physics, what's going on? Hello. Welcome. Oh, and I just got it cut. It was longer, y'all. Yeah, it was like... Okay, so it was like here now that it's been cut. Like, well, it's a real life thing. Okay, so it's like here, now that it's cut. It was probably an inch longer like a week, 2 weeks ago. It was stupid long. But yeah, so, you know, the pandemic was, I grew my hair out, but in the middle of the pandemic, all that other crap started happening, and my face got really round. And I don't think my round face works with short hair. So I use these lovely locks, not in slow motion. Man, that looks like crap right now. I look really like bad, but whatever. Anyways, use these lovely locks to frame my rounder face. The face that is rounder than it was before I quit streaming. Ponytails, Ethereal. Can't do a man bun. I could do a man bun. I did a man bun once in the shower. And then I was like, this is not okay. So I didn't do it again. Oh, let's see what we got over here. Gotta pay for that. Yes, theater is very long. September. Still friends. Yeah, absolutely. We had, well, so since Heroes of Awesome has happened, it's much harder to hook up with the rest of the crew. I have not seen like Brandon face to face in probably, oh, I don't know. I think maybe I stopped into the store last Christmas to say hi. So, 9 months, 10 months, something like that. As for some of the other members of the crew, me and Amanda, we still keep in touch. We had lunch with her, I don't know, a couple of months ago. Her daughter is, a little older than Caden. I guess she's kindergarten, first grade. Can't remember. But yeah, saw them. They're doing great. Yeah, Bob. It's this is the first time it has ever grown out. I've been bald before, but I've never had hair this long. Now, I did, like, way back in the day, go through a thing where I grew the top out long, sides super short, had this straightened, so I was like super emo punk dude. I wasn't. No, punk's the wrong word. Emo's the wrong word. Have you ever seen a blonde emo guy? No. A blonde nerdy emo guy? Well, nerdy emo guy, yeah. Blonde emo, no. Anyways, so I had that. But as far as like total hair volume, yeah, this is insane. I think I might do it blue again as well. I'm considering some blue. Yeah, the pandemic, aside from everything, so like the health stuff that happened with the pandemic, I had 3 surgeries in about a year and a half. 2 pretty major, 1 minor. This is the minor one. This really awkward scar right on my wrist that makes me always want to go like, no, I'm fine. Got a nice little scar right there on my wrist. That was a lump that they thought might be cancerous, so they had to take that out. That was fun. Doctor said, no, it's fine. But the MRI said, oh, that looks super suspicious. And if you know anything about me, I am super paranoid about diseases. So I'm like, get it out of my body. Get it out of my body. So they did that, and then the scar freaking turned into a keloid, and now I've got this horrible thing in there. You didn't see that on anyone night. Yeah, so that was the easy one. The other 2 surgeries were pretty significant, and that's why my face is significantly rounder. I probably gained like a good, like, I don't know, 20, 30 pounds. Because of that, because there was a period in time there, y'all. You missed this period in time. But there was a period in time there where I literally could not walk. I don't want to say that completely, because I could walk about 10 steps, but then I would fall down. Something like that. So yeah, I could not walk. And then some of these surgeries had me to where I was in bed for weeks. So yeah. It was quite the shitty health time these past few years. Still not completely over it, obviously. Not quite where I used to be as far as like being healthy, but who isn't? I think the pandemic screwed everybody up, and now I'm old, so duh. Of course I'm not gonna have the health. Yeah, I'm glad the lump was okay too, Ethereal. Thank you. The doctor said it was fine. He's like, that is nothing to worry about. I get why and I told, when they listened to the story, they knew why the MRI guy saw that the way he did. And they're like, I understand what he's saying to you, and I think it's going to be fine. If you'd feel better about it, we can take it out, but I think it's fine. I'm like, just get it out of my body. Just get it out of my body. So we're good. The other ones, though, I had no choice because I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand up, couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. So yeah, that knocked me on my ass. You can still see the scar. Can you see the scar? Can you guys see the scar? Or one of the scars? You might not be able to see it. This one's hidden pretty well. Is that it? I think that might be it. Wait, no. There it is. There it is. See that one? Janeater! What's going on, Janeater? Right, Bob? Like, no. Don't give me an I think. I want to know. Just it off. Which is frustrating, too, because, again, with the health thing, I went through a solid, 2 months of a sinus infection that was so bad I couldn't hear out of my ears. This is how painful it was. They sent me for a CT scan to check out my sinuses. Like, well, let's see what's going on. CT came back perfectly fine, nothing going on. I was like, what the fuck? Y'all, I'm miserable. So yeah, it just went away. Bastards. Oh, geez, theater. And you forgot to put your car in park. I've done that. Let's be honest, I've done that. Yeah. That is a whole lot. Broke your hand. Then got go. You know what, y'all? I don't know how many of y'all are unicorns, but we're apparently unicorns in the house, and I need to find some wood to knock on. The floor is wood. Because as of now, no one in the house has gotten COVID or has had a positive COVID test. We've been sick. None of the tests have come back positive for COVID. I was talking, one of the surgeons that did the surgery, we were talking about that, and he was like, yeah, but you don't know. Maybe you did. It's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, I'm very super happy about the fact that I've never caught it. Just got my booster the other day because we are going to go on a trip in a couple weeks. We've got a busy few weeks. There's a lot going on. Here, y'all ask me questions because I'm just rambling. Janeater 3 or 4 times? That sounds horrible. Yeah, Bob, I'm walking fine now. You know, there's still pain and there's still weirdness that happens sometimes, but I'm walking fine. I'm actually here's one. Here's one. You will never guess this one. I'm in a curling league. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna put my headphones on because I feel like my hair is getting all frizzy. You know, that old long hair frizziness. There, that at least calms it down a little bit. It makes me feel a little more comfortable. Anyway. Yes, Ethereal. I do remember playing marbles on Twitch. Curling Dark. Yes, where you slide big rocks across ice. It's true. Isn't that crazy? Who would have thought that? So, right? Canadians out here, you're with me on the curling thing. You actually go curling on a lake? I would fall through the ice and die. That's what would happen to me if I tried curling on a lake. I know that's what happened. How about curling on Twitch? Hasn't been done. I bet it hasn't. I would bet you money it has not been done. And I happen to know for a fact that the rink where we do our curling league has some kind of video set up because they also have hockey there. And you can sign up to see live streamed hockey matches from there and everything like that. So I'm like, They do have ice in Austin. There's one rink that I know of. There might be 2, but the other one's way far away. But I love it. It's 50 degrees in there, y'all. 50 degrees. 50 Fahrenheit. It's been 116 And then I walk into the rink and it's 50, and oh my God. It's like there's some people in there wearing jackets and everything. I'm just like, nothing. Not quite like that, so I get you arrested, but you know. It is very funny. So one of my wife's friends, my wife's a rower, Elizabeth's a rower, and one of her friends who rows with her and her husband were doing curling, and they had to learn to curl class. So she invited all of the rowing friends and their families over. So me and Elizabeth went to learn the curl class. It was super fun. I fell so much. I fell every single time I did it. It is not as easy as they make it look on the Olympics. I fell a lot. And I got really annoyed because I don't like doing things that I don't have some level of competence in. So I'm like, I want to get better at this. So they had a league starting like in 2 weeks. So I talked to a couple of friends and Reagan's new wife. For those of you who remember Reagan from the Heroes of Awesome, he is now married. The three of us, we joined up this beginners league and started curling. And I just started my second league. We've been our third week of our second league last week. Second week. This is the third week. Yeah, Thursday. I gotta do that again, Thursday. So, yeah. I just wanted to not be completely incompetent. And it's actually really fun. It's totally, pun partially intended, it's totally chill. Everybody there is super friendly. There are some people that get pretty intense. But in general, we're just going out there, just having a good time, just throwing rocks down the ice. Bob, that's pretty much it. And I'm not sure that curling is like the intense activity that you might think it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. It closes my exercise ring because the sweeping part. I don't know if you've watched curling. I don't know if let me give you a quick thing about curling. You throw a rock down the ice, but then there's a couple of people that are following the rock down with brooms. They're not literal brooms, but they call them brooms. They got like little sponge pads on the end of them, and they're like sweeping the ice in front of it to melt the ice so that the stone will go a little farther. That's some hard work sometimes, y'all. Especially when you're out of shape like me. When you go for like a year and a half not being able to like move, and then you go back and you try to do that, that's exhausting. Holy crap. It's exhausting. What position? Right now, theater, I am vice skip. So they're basically a curling team has four players. There's the 1, 2, vice skip, skip. Skip is down at the other end of the ice, who is basically giving you a target, telling you how they want the stone to curl, and you basically just listen to them and throw it. And the 1, 2, and vice skip will do 2 stones, and then the vice skip goes over, and they act as the skip for the skip to throw. So there are 8 stones, and then you score it kind of like you do shuffleboard. So and basically whoever is not throwing or skip is sweeping. So yeah, we do take a little turns on that. Hey, Thermic, what's going on? Rocks on the ice sound like a drink, right? Oh man, y'all, we should have a talk about that. A year or 2 of medical emergencies, the back on the field. Well, wouldn't call them emergencies, but they were pretty bad. I mean, they were pretty significant. I mean, I showed you this scar. There's another bigger one down the middle of my back. And here's the fun part, y'all. Here's the super fun part. It was so bad. And that big scar down the middle of my back, lower back, whatever. Like, hold on. I'm going to draw a picture because it's the best way I know to illustrate what's going on. You guys know what a spinal cord looks like, right? So you got this thing, something like this. So yeah, like looking down in a spinal cord, here's your back, and then your like stomach's up here and everything like that. It's my fat belly up there, all that. It's spaghetti in a bone tube. That's pretty much nails it. So there's a section of my back where they just took that part out. it's just gone. My spinal cord is exposed to the elements in that area of my back because that was the only way I could walk again. So that's fun, right? Oof. Hey, Thermic. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on. I've been meaning to do this for a while. Just because, well, I miss everybody. I haven't talked to anybody in ages. And considering I spent how many years of my life doing this? Like, nonstop? Streaming and putting out videos multiple times a day for years. And then just cold turkey 3 years ago? Wow. It's a lot. It's True Theater. They have 7 vertebrae in their neck. Right now, 3 of mine are all fused together with huge metal rods and pins. Love it. My life's been great, y'all. Ugh. No, Thermic, nothing like that. There's no such thing as a replacement for that part of the spine. It was just so bad they just had to like take it out and be like, "You're gonna be fine." I'm like, "Are you sure?" Like, "You're gonna be fine." Okay. You say so. So far I've been fine. Except it still hurts. It's been a year, I guess, since that last surgery. It still hurts. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think that there's always going to be a level of pain. But I can walk. I can curl. I can do most things. I just can't lift up a lot of stuff with my back. But if I were to like work at it, I could get back to that, I'm sure. Yeah. Are they not as chill where you are, Bob? So Ethereal, I asked him about that, about if that makes there a risk of injury. So that area of the back has a ton of soft tissue, a ton of muscle, a ton of viscera, fat, everything like there that's kind of blocking the way. So it's a big pad right there. So they say that that's going to protect spinal cord. Now, hypothetically, if someone knew exactly where it was missing and they had a needle that could go right in there, they could hit that cord and do some stuff. But other than that, no, should be fine. I mean, I don't want to test it too much because I can feel like if I reach back there and push around a little bit, I'm like, I feel like there should be a bone there. There's not. So I don't want to test that theory, but according to the doctor, it's like, it'll be okay. But we'll see. Thanks, Theater. I like them too. I think the prescription's off a little bit, but I like them. It took us a while. They were not comfortable at first. I had to go back 2 times to get them fitted right. And they finally said, "Oh yeah, that doesn't feel good." I'm like, "No, it hurts." So they mess it around. You wouldn't think that these hurt. They're super light, but the ear things back here, they're not spiky things, but they're not gently curved. So they kind of hurt. But it all works out. But thanks, I like them too. I feel like it looks like I am in real life using an Instagram filter. You know? Sometimes I look at myself in pictures and I'm like, is there a filter on there? It's not a filter, real life. Yeah, hectic. What's really sad about this is when pandemic hit and everything kind of shut down, I have barely opened that liquor cabinet. I have hundreds of bottles of some of the best liquor out there, and I have barely touched it. Every once in a while I'll take a few shots of a whiskey or a gin or something like that. But yeah, I have not. I think I made a mixed drink for somebody. They were asking like, can you make me an old fashioned real quick? And I'm like, I'll see what I can do. So, you know, that's the sad part. I miss that. I miss doing that a whole bunch. I feel like we were on the verge with This Doesn't Suck of being like an alcoholic version of Hot Ones before Hot Ones took off. That's the way I look at it right now. Everybody's doing Hot Ones. I'm like, oh man, we could have done a cocktail version of Hot Ones. Whatever. Hey, Stackus. What's going on? Sorry. My bad. I figured the time change between here and there. You know. Right, Thermic? Gotta do that. Been to Texas twice since we stopped streaming, Janeater? Wow. Do a kids version? You know what? I could almost do that. He's kind of in this thing. Caden's in this thing right now where he is. Well, he's been a roller coaster. When he was super little, he ate everything. We fed that kid everything. Ratatouille, Chinese food, Indian food. He would just devour it. And we went through a big phase like most kids go through. It's like, I want mac and cheese. What do you want to eat? Mac and cheese. You want this? Nope. Here, you can eat this. No, I'm not going to eat that. Well, fuck. Anyway, he's starting to get out of that. So he's starting to expand. The other day he asked for an enchilada, and we're like, oh, fuck yes, let's get enchiladas. So we went, got him an enchilada. He didn't eat much of it, but I don't care. He asked for it. He got it. He had 2 bites, and I'm very content with that. Anyway, he discovered that we have a juicer and what that means. That you can, like, juice fruit and drink it. Oh, man, when he had his first strawberry juice, his head exploded when he first got strawberry juice. We don't do that a lot because it takes a lot of strawberries to make not much juice. But mix it in with some apple, it's okay. Anyway, literally tonight, he said that he wanted to try carrot juice with his pear juice. And we're like, well, okay, let's do it. I don't know if you can see the carrot juice mustache on this little kid, but he tried it and he loved it. So yeah, we're very close to a kid's version, but this doesn't suck. You can still booze hot ones. Right. It's still in the mac and cheese phase. Oh man. Oh, I've heard about that D&D drink book. Of course, this is how much my life has changed, y'all. Seriously, I have, some cocktail books in the other room about, like, the theory of making drinks and the science of making drinks and recipes for making drinks. And as I was looking online tonight, I really almost ordered the Bluey fancy restaurant cookbook for kids. So that's how far my life has gone right now. And if you don't know what Bluey is, get the fuck on Disney Plus right now. I don't care if you have a child. It doesn't matter if you have a child. It doesn't matter. Go on Disney Plus, find Bluey, watch Bluey. You will be a better person because of it. Your life will be brighter because of it. One of the best shows in the world. Thank you, Australia. Stackus, I will give you credit for that since you're Australian as well. I think you all know each other and are related. So we're just going to say thanks for that, Stackus. It's awesome. Theater, I understand. We all need sleep. Go get some sleep. This is a late start. Well, honestly, Caden didn't even go to sleep until 9:15. He was asking for water, and I went in his room, and he had been doing some experiment. I just didn't have the energy to find out what. I'm just like, what did you do? Fine, here's your water. Just go to sleep. And then I started to stream. There is a Bluey cookbook. Yes, it's just coming out. There's actually a Bluey video game that's hitting in November. So yeah, Craig's daughter Ada is really into Bluey. They're going to get that for her birthday because it's right around her birthday as well. That's the one, Thermic, the Australian dog show that sneakily handles really tough topics that will make parents cry. I have cried so much at Bluey. Like, ridiculous amount. It's the accent, Stackus. Good job, Ethereal. It's worth it, man. It's worth it. There's some episodes in there, man. Whew. They are classic. Unicourse. When you get to like season 3, when Unicourse starts showing up, or is it season 2? It might be late in season 2 that Unicourse shows up. Unicourse is amazing. Yeah, Bluey Twitch channel. Yes. Talk about all. I could do like a live commentary of Bluey. Watching that. The new game is good. Is this what I'm hearing about? But how have you heard this is good? I'm curious because Caden is not really in. Well, as I was saying earlier, he's not really into stuff. It's hard to figure out what he's into because it changes so quick. Once he figures it out, he moves on. But hell, I want to play it if it's good. Although I'm like so freaking obsessed with Baldur's Gate right now, it's ridiculous. The fact I'm not playing it right now tells you just how important you all are to me, because I really want to see what happens. I'm really mad because I failed some rolls because I ran out of inspiration and just got crap rolls that are only like two. It's like, so some things happened that I wasn't really happy with, but I really didn't want to save scum it, so just battling my way through. FTL, thank you so much for stopping in and saying hi. I feel the long day tomorrow. Crazy stuff. I've actually got a job to go to tomorrow. What? Yeah, we haven't even talked about that side of my life. Haven't even talked about that side of my life, have we? No. So, yeah. Hopefully you're feeling better. Get feeling better soon, though. But get some sleep, get some rest, and hopefully today's not too crazy, or tomorrow's not too crazy for you. Okay? But thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you later, okay? Bob, I just started Act 3. I love it. It scratches every D&D itch I've got that I haven't been able to get for the past 3 years. There are a few things where I'm like, hey, why can't I do that? But all things considered, considering every other like role-playing game out there, man, it's just great. It's just great. Janeater, I wanted to get Starfield. I've been looking forward to Starfield, and then when Baldur's Gate came out, I finally started playing that. So, well, actually, we got Breath of the Wild, and we were playing that. And then I kept seeing people talking about Baldur's Gate, and I've been wanting that for a long time, so I got it. I know when the night's over and Caden goes to bed, I say, "Good night, Elizabeth. I'm going to go play a game now," and I go in here for hours. I get a few hours in a night, so it takes me forever. I know, Stackus. It's crazy, but it's a different kind of job. I mean, hey, here, y'all guess. What job am I going to tomorrow? Ethereal. You can run on an i7 920 GTX 950. Yes. I don't know what all the minimum recs are on that, but I would think you could probably do that if you turn down some of the fidelity. So yeah. Right, Bob? Oh my god. Seriously, these rolls that I failed that made me consider save scumming. I was so mad. I did kind of do that the other day because there was a bug that made something happen that shouldn't have happened, and I was like so confused. I even looked up and it's like, yeah, that's a bug. And I'm like, well, screw that bug. I'm not screwing up this playthrough because of that bug. So I went back a little bit and redid that. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, Ethereal. I've never finished Oblivion. That is so far on my past. I don't even consider it part of my reality anymore. It's just not there. It's too big. It's too wide. It's just I just can't. I just can't. And also before Baldur's Gate and before we started Breath of the Wild, I had started Jedi Survivor, which I love. Jedi Survivor. I was waiting for a patch for some of the techie stuff that was going on, because I was having a few little graphical things that weren't great. It wasn't breaking, but it was like, this could be better. So I was waiting on that, and while waiting on that, Breath of the Wild happened, Baldur's Gate happened. So I haven't finished Survivor. I need to finish Survivor. But it's going to be a struggle for me to not start another playthrough on Baldur's Gate once I finish this one. That's how much I enjoy this game. I do not play games twice. I barely watch movies or TV shows twice. It's like I watch it, I'm done. It's the way it works. Let's see, we got office manager, hobby shop higher up. No. Bar owner or kids sports coach. No. Drunk horse wrestler. It's like you know me, Stackus. It's like you know me, but no. Bob, I am the most boring, generic right now. I am a half elf. Not a half elf. Full elf bard. Luchador, close, but no dark. Kinko's, no hectic. Yeah, it is an elf bard. But I've already figured out. I got through like 3/4 of the way through Act 1, and I'm like, I would rather play like this. So that's why I already have something kind of figured out. I don't know how much different the playthrough will be. I'm sure it will be some difference in there just because of the changes, but we'll see. Full Elf Bard's pretty good, but I wish he was better at melee. He's just not... Man, I want him... Here's what I'll just tell you what I'm going to plan on doing next time. Actually, it's probably going to be a lot like Gale, so I might want to redo that, because right now I'm looking at Human Wizard, but I want to dual wield staves, because I want him to go in and hit things. I don't know, we'll see. Pet store reptile expert, no. Smell the air. College of Swords bard has good melee. I did not do College of Swords. That's not my subclass. Maybe I should look at that. I don't know. I'm already in the third act. I'm probably just going to stick with what I'm at and then just rebuild. Hey, Stackus. Yeah, see, I have thought about trying to build my Heroes of Awesome character into this. Just do like elf, wizard / sword. What is it? Sword slinger, sword speller, spell slinger, whatever the thing is. But I'm already doing an elf. I want to do something different. I want to like try a different build and see how it really affects the game. Professional sports announcer, no dark. Sword singer. That's the one. That's the one, Bob. That's the one. All right. I will tell you what I am going to do. It's only a part-time gig. It is like 6 hours a week. So it's seriously a part-time gig. It's just helping out. I am going to be a teaching assistant at a computer science class at a local school here in town. What? What? Teaching assistant with a computer science class? Have you... What? Yeah. Where did that come from? Boy, that's a story, isn't it? I could tell you all that story if you want to hear it, but I don't know. I wish I could do a voice acting thing. I think that ship has maybe sailed. Maybe not. I don't know. There are just so many other really experienced and really good voice actors, and hearing these Baldur's Gate actors, man. And if you're following them on TikTok or like Reels or something like that, they're doing some really fun stuff out there. It's super cool. Well, here's the big... I guess it's big, but I don't know how big. So we've decided to move. What? True. We have decided to move. But not just move across the city. No. Oh yeah, Bob, the narrator outtakes. She's brilliant. And she didn't really have anything until Baldur's Gate 3 came out. And her account is just nothing except her doing these outtakes. It's kind of freaking brilliant. Love it. Qui-Gon, what's going on? Tell me you're loving Ahsoka. Voice acting stream with games like Phoenix Wright and Monster Prom. How would one do that? I don't know. I haven't watched any streaming in forever. Seriously. My life has just been raising a child. Full-time dad for 3 years. So, you know. That changes stuff. Because, you know, once the child goes to bed, you're basically just like exhausted lying on a couch being like, oh, how about some life? Do you want to watch some TV? No, not really. Okay, go to sleep. We'll see you in a little while. Okay, cool. And he's exhausting. He's a wonderful child. He is the light of my life, and he makes everything better. And he's a pain in the ass at times. No, he is, but he's a challenged little guy. But full-time hero, yeah, that's the way to look at it. Stackus, full-time hero. I like to think he thinks so. He's very like. We actually had a teachers conference the other day, and she actually said he needs to like understand personal space because he's a very touchy-feely kid. So he'll just like touch other kids, and he'll touch a girl's hair or something just because he's curious or he just wants to. And they're like, ah. So we're having to talk about that. But he's the kind of kid that will just come up and just grab you and hug you and be like, Daddy, I love you so much. I love you, Daddy. You're my favorite daddy. I'm like, you're a great kid. You're a great kid. Yes, Ethereal. Our plan right now is to move to Ireland or the Netherlands. What? Are you insane? Yeah, a little insane. It's pretty hard to immigrate, though. It's really hard to immigrate. Yeah, so which leads to the whole TA thing. In order for us to do that, the easiest way, well, there were two options we were going to look at. One option was going to be a golden visa. Because we could sell our house here, buy a house in Portugal worth X amount of euros, and you get permanent residency there. Hooray. But they are in the process of repealing all those rules. So that option is gone. It sounds like they may be keeping some of them with just kind of different rules. I think Spain and Portugal are still looking at keeping some of them. Other places have similar, but they're not the same. Like, you can get one in Ireland. You can get a golden visa in Ireland if you invest at least $1 million in a public fund. It's not buying a house. It's not doing anything like that. You just got to have $1 million lying around that you can throw at the Irish government. And they'll be like, all right, come live here. Enjoy. We don't have that. So, GTFO, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so going back to like immigrating is hard. The easiest way, which there is no easy way to do it, but the easiest way is to get a job in what is considered, what do they call them? I forget what they call them, but there are certain jobs that are in high demand. And if you can get a job offer in high demand and sponsored by a company, then you can get a visa as long as you're working for that company and you can live there. And if you live there long enough, then you can apply for permanent residency and stuff like that. Well, guess what? The easiest job is IT and being a software developer. So guess who took a software development boot camp and is now freelancing as a developer doing full stack front end development until I can find some place that will give me a job in the EU. That's me. Hi. And then once that happens, we're gone. So yeah, that's the big thing. When that's going to happen, I don't know. And let's be honest, it's going to be very, very, very hard to do. Number one, I'm old. So So, there is that. Number two, you're coming in as a junior because I haven't done development in a long time. Obviously, I've done this stuff and I've been tangentially related to tech for X amount of time. But to come in as a junior, an old guy as a junior developer at a company in the EU sponsoring a visa for your family to come over, that is a high bar right there, y'all. So it's not going to be easy. Maybe it doesn't happen. If so, we're still going to move. We don't know where yet. It's wherever I can get a dev job, but probably somewhere, I would say West Coast, something like that. That's how your Canadian friend moved to US, was a tech job. It's how a lot of people do it. Yeah. And the Netherlands is pretty open. I did get first of all, I started doing this. Here's the great part of all this, y'all. We made that decision last year. And we gave ourselves a timeline and a deadline to do stuff before we went with a golden visa, which now is going to have to be pushed back because the golden visas are going away. Anyway, we started this boot camp, and I'm halfway through the boot camp, and the tech market just crashes. 10,000 layoffs, 20,000 layoffs, 180,000 tech jobs gone this month, blah, 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 blah. There are like no job postings. Everything's drying up. And we're all sitting in boot camp going like, well, crap. How much did we just spend on this? This is a great life decision we've all made here. Huh. So yeah, we came out of boot camp right at the worst of like probably, I have a friend of mine who's an executive with Oracle. Very good friend of mine. He's practically, his parents are practically Caden's second set of grandparents. That's how close our family are. And we were talking once, and he's like, yeah, no, this is the worst tech market I've seen in 30 years. And here I am trying to get a junior dev job as an old guy. Good thinking. Great. Qui-Gon, there are a lot of devs moving to Austin from the West Coast. There's a lot going on here. But we don't want to be here anymore. We just don't. We looked at Canada, Ethereal, and Canada is kind of on the list. I would love, because like Toronto has a pretty big film industry, and there's a lot of virtual sets out there. Those are the big, huge, like LED screen sets that they're doing a lot of shows on now. Like, get me a tech gig with one of those industries. I'll do that. Shoot, they film all the Star Trek stuff up there. Sign me up, Paramount. Do you need something? I'll stand on the side with coffee for Captain Pike. Here's your coffee, sir. I don't care. Give me a visa. I'll do it. But we would rather be in Ireland or the Netherlands, to be honest. My wife really wants to be able to travel and show Caden a lot of different cultures and things. And being in the middle of the EU, there's a lot of different cultures, very short distance. Yeah, they're very Eurocentric. There is that. There's also a distinct difference between the culture of Marseille versus the culture of, I don't know, Amsterdam. And they're not that far off. So, yes, very Eurocentric, but you can still get at least a broader sense of that. We would love to go someplace that's pretty diverse, and Ireland's a little more diverse than the Netherlands, but, we'll see. Anyways. Plenty of space down there. It is harder to get in Australia than it is to get in Ireland or Netherlands. Don't think we didn't look. Yep. Yeah, no, definitely not going to Arizona stuff. That, hell no. That ain't happen. Qui-Gon, yeah. I mean, that's a big part of it. We've got a plan. We'll see how it goes. That's another reason why I had talked about starting up streaming again. Especially with the Star Trek group, we had been talking about that a little bit. We had really talked about starting that up again. But with everything going on, I've just had to really kind of change life focus. You know, it's like, okay, I've got to get this job, so my focus needs to be on this. How can I become marketable? How can I become employer competitive? Is what they like to call it. So that's what I've been trying to do. I'm working once this once this freelance gig finishes up. I'm wrapping up. I'll probably be done in. It's taking me longer than I wanted. Their deadline is Thanksgiving. I was hoping to have it done by October 1st. That's not happening, but it'll definitely be ready by November 1st. But once that's done, I'm going hardcore into just being like, get me out, you know? Right, Stackus? Nobody's trying to live in Arizona. Nobody's. Why Ireland versus England, Scotland? Well, partially because EU. England's no longer part of the EU. So, you know, free travel and things like that, not quite what it was a few years back. Granted, everybody is saying that Scotland's going to break and go back to the EU. I'll believe it when I see it. If that happens, hit me up, Edinburgh, because I love Edinburgh. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. It's like London, New York, Edinburgh, Austin. I do love Austin in general. With all of the negatives, I do love Austin. I mean, I've lived here for freaking ever. But a big reason Ireland is EU. And then with Ireland, you can apply for dual citizenship after 6 years of full-time residency. I think it's 6 years. And if you get dual citizenship in Ireland, you get an EU passport, which is free travel and residency to any EU nation. Let's say we don't like Ireland anymore. We're just going to pop across and we're going to live in Switzerland now. That's a little bit of flexibility that we like. So that's why we like Ireland. Netherlands a little tougher. Netherlands does not allow dual citizenship. So like that makes it tougher. So that's why my first pick is Ireland. And then we'll see. Hectic, we will see you later. Thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate you. You know, maybe we'll do this again. Who knows? I don't know. Y'all. We'll see. With Baldur's Gate taking up all my time. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not streaming Baldur's Gate. This is a game I am taking my time and enjoying, and I'm just gonna love it for a while. I'm not gonna put any pressure or any stress around that. So that's not happening. So yeah. You love it long enough to see the bad. I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, there's still some great things about Austin. There's still a lot of great things about Austin. There's nowhere else in the state of Texas that I would live. Maybe San Antonio. My wife, Elizabeth, will live in San Antonio. I don't know. What am I doing to become marketable? Because I got to do the same. Tell me about it, yeah. The accent game we're going to have is going to be on... Right, Bob? I was thinking about that the other day. Just imagining Caden, like, growing up with an Irish accent. How weird that would be. So weird. Ethereal actually had a conversation. There was a developer I met on LinkedIn. I spend so much time on LinkedIn, y'all, and I'm going to tell you a secret. If anybody here is on LinkedIn and is watching this, I don't think that's the case, but I hate LinkedIn. I don't like it. It's just so not me. I dislike it, but I have to spend a lot of time there because that's how you're going to get the gigs. Anyways, I got to charge my watch. Hold on a second. You charge my watch real quick. Be right back. Literally right behind me, so don't freak. Oh, here, I'll show you. I can stand and walk. Hey. Ethereal, what I was saying before is I met somebody online who was doing career coaching, and we were chatting about a bunch of stuff. Not in a, I wasn't paying him or anything. He was launching a program, and I was talking to him about some stuff, and he invited me to check out some things. Anyways, he was saying, you should absolutely live in Switzerland. Switzerland is amazing. Live here. I'm like, okay, anybody giving me a job? Help me out with that part, and I'll do it. Bob, that's pretty much the way I feel about LinkedIn. It's, and half of it is like that. It's very uppity. And the other half is people that just post crap spam. And I just don't like it. Don't like LinkedIn. Ugh. I'm trying to do a better job of like blocking content I don't like. I was in a film and media professional group that just, some of the people were just posting nothing related to film and media. It was just like, we're doing a 6-point lean strategy thing with images that aren't related. I hate it. So I've been getting out of these groups. Anyways. Yeah, as much as I hate it, Janeater, I'm so sorry, man. Are you doing all right, Janeater? Talk to me. Qui-Gon, I think there's a lot of that. I mean, I've had a LinkedIn account forever. And I used it when I was doing a lot of film stuff for a little bit, just to have that presence. And then when I was doing some film editing freelance stuff, I popped in a little bit here and there. But now I have to use it all the time. Because the whole thing about making you marketable, look, I say this, here, you asked. So I'll say it. This is for you, Ethereal, because you asked. I'll say it, but keep in mind, the things I'm telling you, I don't have a job. So take it for what it is. I feel like LinkedIn right now is kind of like, or I'm treating it kind of like the way I used to treat Twitter back when it was a reasonable platform and not whatever it is now. X crap. Whatever. You feel it. Hey, Janeater, how old am I with a 4-year-old? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Twitter is the worst. I don't touch it. I just don't. My clients want to have a Twitter login. I'm like, no, you don't. I haven't coded one. I'm not going to. I'm going to let them know. It's like, that's a bad idea. Anyway. Ethereal, you were asking about the marketability thing. I'm treating it like I did Twitter back in the day, where it's making connections that can lead to stuff. And that sounds really generic, and it's meant to be, because the connections I made originally didn't do much for my career, but they slowly started expanding my network. And that network expanded to the point where I started getting things, and people started noticing what I was doing. And I did that by not only meeting those people, but posting what I was doing. So as a developer, I have to start posting what I'm making. I don't do it enough, but like, I have to start posting code. I've got to start posting my portfolio. The stuff I'm doing right now, I can't really post because it's for a client. So it's not something I can put out there right now. But as I do that, more people will notice. I mean, that's how I met that developer from Switzerland. He noticed what was going on. He said, hey, you take a look at this? And I'm like, I would love to take a look at this. Hey, come on, let's check it out. So we talked about stuff for a while. And, you know, we've talked a few times since then. And the bootcamp people who I've still kept in touch with, one of them is now working for MongoDB. Not necessarily within the development part. I think he's working in another area of MongoDB. But he's working for that company, and we chatted the other day. And, you know, that starts growing. And, like, just with the film stuff where, you know, I eventually got to be, like, on the board of directors of this, where I was asked to do this, or, you know, I once pitched at Imagine. Imagine Entertainment. Me pitching at Imagine. I got a pitch at Imagine once, based on the connections and what I was able to do through building those connections on Twitter and everything. And that's what I'm looking at LinkedIn as right now. And I'm going to hit that up hard once this gig is wrapped up, and then I can post some stuff about that, update my portfolio site, all that stuff, and just really start hit it. And what I am getting is that people want to see what you can do. They want to see who you are. Number one, if you're a jerk on LinkedIn, no one's going to hire you. So they want to see who you are, and they want to see what you can do, because a resume is not going to cut it. You've got to break through the noise. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Social networking site formerly known as Twitter. Qui-Gon, I wouldn't be surprised if people are using LinkedIn, because I'm seeing some of the content I used to see on Twitter on LinkedIn. It's painful. Stackus, say hi to Ludo back. So anywho, that's what I would say. It's just going to be a lot of that. I don't know if any of that made sense. I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit. But yeah, I've got my portfolio page and all that fun and exciting stuff. So, Ethereal, are you in dev or what are you doing? Oh, the silence. Makes me want to see what happens in Act 3. I kid. I don't know how long I'll be here because I've got to get prepped for class tomorrow. No problem, Steph. Go wash your car. You wash your car late at night. I guess that's the only time it's cool enough to wash your car, right? Hardware design and drivers. I think it's the same kind of thing, yeah. Yeah, I would think it's the same kind of thing for you. It's just what I would see. Show them what you can do. You know, it's like I'm trying to get a front-end dev job, so I'm trying to show what I can do front-end. I would much prefer front-end than full stack. I don't really dig full stack as much as I do front-end. I like the front-end side of stuff. 65 degrees down. Man, it sounds wonderful. Yeah, it's finally down to like 94 today for a high. Get out of here, Twitch verification code. Stackus says pics. So let's see. What else could there be? Is there anything else out there? I don't know. What else y'all want to know? Anything? Maybe you don't want to know anything. Maybe this has been a good chat and we call it a night. I don't know. Steph, I'm surprised you haven't moved to Australia by now, to be honest. Shadowheart. Don't even mess around, Bob. Shadowheart all the way. Yeah, I think that will always be the romance option for me. Don't give me any of that Astarian crap. Closest would be maybe Gale if I'm feeling a little bi. Whatever. I'm glad to hear that, Stackus. Thanks so much. We did look at Australia. We looked at a lot of... I spent a lot of time looking at property all over the world. And we have a spreadsheet, and there's each nation has like, here's a nation, here's a province, here's a city, here's a neighborhood. Just like trying to figure out where we would want to live until we really started narrowing things down. It felt like everywhere we wanted to live in Australia would be super expensive for us to live in. That's what we kind of got. Carlock's a good choice, Bob. Yeah. I mean, she's kind of badass. Will Mary Stackus immigrate? You know what? Yeah, I agree, Janita. I miss seeing you guys and chatting and everything. It's been good. I don't know how long it's going to be until I do it again. Just being honest. With Baldur's Gate 3, when would I have time? I've thought about doing coding streams during the day, like while I'm working, but I probably need to just focus on getting the gig done and not have a lot of chat. Now, having said that, it'd be nice to have some kind of like pair programming going on sometimes. Like I'm in the middle of a thing right now where my GraphQL queries are not working. I don't know why. I added something new, but it shouldn't have broken all of my queries, so I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. So I don't know. Yeah, you missed the part where I said I was not going to stream Baldur's Gate because I refuse to have the pressure of having a stream while I'm doing that. I don't even understand how multiplayer works. To be honest, I haven't even looked at it enough to understand how multiplayer works. Is it just like you're going through the campaign, but instead of the computer controlling these characters, you each have their own character that you're going through, and one person's the leader? I don't understand how that works. You get to decide everything. How many hours am I in Baldur's Gate? About 90 something. I'm just starting Act 3. I'm a completionist. I'm also just slow. I like to explore every little thing. And if I find an area where I've got a failed perception check, by God, every single character is going to walk by that mound and see if I can get a perception check off. So, you know. Oh, I see. You each control your main character and one other. So is it just 2 people, or can 4 people? Is it a 4-person thing where the 4 of you can make your own party? That'll be interesting. That could be interesting. See how that worked. That might be fun, to be honest. I would consider doing it after my second playthrough. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. After my second playthrough, I would consider that. Once a custom player joins a playthrough, you're stuck with that character in your party for that playthrough. Oh, wow. That's a commitment right there. Weren't they? I seem to remember hearing they were like working on a patch where you kick somebody. Okay, so they did fix that. Okay. Still thinking about me becoming Irish Ethereal? That'd be fun. I would fit in. Aside from the accent, I would fit in. I think I could pull off an Irish vibe. I don't know, man. There's a certain level of combativeness with the Irish that I don't really have. I'm a little too like, oh, you're fine. Oh, shucks. That's stereotypical Irish, you know. But it'll be great. I love it. I have a friend of mine that moved just outside Galway a couple of years back. Not even that long. I think they just had their 1-year anniversary living in Galway. Her husband has a dual Irish and Canadian citizenship and was living in the U.S. So they just went back to Ireland. She loves it. I messaged her the other day and I was like, hey, how's it going? She's like, don't regret it at all. She was a little concerned about leaving because, you know, like she was like, oh, I want to stay and fight for what I believe in, but there's this great job in Ireland. And I'm like, do what's best for your family, man. Go there. And she does not regret it at all. Only a little combative stuff. Look, I've got a temper on me. Ask Caden. He pushes my buttons. I'm like, oh. You guys don't see me mad much, but that boy can make me mad sometimes. Do my best Irish accent now. That's pretty much it. You are hearing my best Irish accent. I think this is as good of an Irish accent as I get. I could try to do one that's like super offensive. Oh, Faith and Begorra. But that's all I got. I had nothing. I think I used to feel a lot more confident with my accents until I started streaming Dungeons and Dragons, and now I'm like, nah, I can't do crap for accents, y'all. Qui-Gon, yeah, I kind of feel the same way, but I think that here's what I'm trying to think if there's a comedian. Oh yeah, Steph, you're right. Yeah, Northern Ireland. Yeah, some people say is like, well, do you want to live in Ireland or Northern Ireland? I'm like, Ireland? Is that even a question? Why would I not live in Dublin? Dublin's the way to roll, y'all. I don't think I could afford Dublin proper, but you know, maybe outside of Dublin. The property's not far. There's some coastal towns not too far from Dublin. There's a train that'll just run up there. But I agree with you, Qui-Gon. I feel like most of it's just, and I think that most of the argument is kind of stuff they argue about it, and then when they're done, they're like, "Ah, you're a great guy. I love you. Here, have a Guinness. Hey, great. See, there was my Irish accent. How'd you like that? Was that good?" Here's the thing. Also, when it comes to my voice, I can be very what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking empathetic. We'll go with that. So, like, I used to. Here's a story. Long time ago, not long when I was out of high school, working in college and stuff like that. Actually, right before I started college, I moved to Austin. Before I started college, I was working at a call center. It wasn't a spammy thing. It was like you're soliciting like volunteer hours for the United Way kind of thing. So it wasn't like super like, hey, give me your credit card. It was like, hey, can you spare a couple hours to mail these letters for the United Way? So I felt a little better about that. Anyway, I found very quickly that when you talk to someone on the phone, if you could mimic their speech patterns just a little bit, they were so much nicer to you. It's amazing. So I got pretty good at it. And I feel like if I were to be living in another country, like Ireland, it would not take me long to suddenly start finding myself spitting out accents. I don't think Elizabeth would do that. I think Elizabeth would be sitting here with her Texas accent forever. She doesn't have a hard Texas accent at all, but I think it would be noticeable in someplace like that. Oh, wow. Qui-Gon, 50 miles. Just so you know, Elizabeth is traveling for work right now, so I'm just flying solo with Caden. And she has to do that a lot lately, but she had to travel for work. 6-hour drive. It was like, how many 100 miles is that? It's like almost 350 miles or something. And that's where she has to go for work for the next few days. So it's great. Right, Stackus? That's what I'm saying. See, people are saying, like, oh, it's so far outside of Dublin. And I look at the map and like, that's across town. That's not far. That's not far at all. Ooh. Hey, pro. You are now looking. Are you now watching? Welcome back. Ethereal, you know what? I've never been a huge Guinness guy either. It's a little too heavy for me, but I'll do an Irish whiskey. You need my child to have an Irish accent. If any of you know anyone in Ireland that is hiring, I can be very friendly, and I'm a decent dev. Even as a junior, I'm a decent dev. I say that. That's confidence. 6-hour drive, still in Texas. Absolutely Qui-Gon. And still a couple hours from the farthest border of Texas. So yeah. Oh, I'm curious of the game, pro. Right, Stackus? It really does. It is just funny. Like, just seeing. Like, at one point, I was like, oh, man, that looks like a great town, but it's just so far away from the city, and I just don't know. And I look at it, and it's like 40 miles outside of the city, and they're like, I mean, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. We've thought about it. Hey, look who's here. Guys, it's Unbound Page. What is going on? I've heard the same thing. The Guinness on tap, very different. Like, excessively different. Now, I've only been to Dublin once, and it was a really horrible experience. I went to Dublin So I originally was going there. There was a girl I was dating at the time who was studying abroad in Ireland, in Cork. So we had agreed I was going to take a trip over there in the summer to go visit. And a couple of weeks before our trip, she's like, I'm seeing somebody else. I'm like, what? Cool. I've got these tickets and hotels and hostels and like I had even donated plasma to save up money to go on this trip. So it's like I've got to go on this trip. I'm going on this trip. Look, I get it. Fine. We can be friends. It's cool. Just ask it while I'm there. Just don't bring him around while I'm there. Well, she not only brought him around, he was staying in the hotels with us and giving us tours, and I was trying to make the best of it, and we even started being friends, but then it was a mess. Anyways, I ended up just like leaving. I was like, do your own thing, I'm out. I'm not going to be treated like this, period. So I left for the last like third, maybe half of the trip. Nowhere to stay. I had to find new hostels, everything like this. And this was right when I got to Dublin. So my time in Dublin was primarily spent like, I don't know where to go. I found a space at a hostel right here. I think I went to Trinity and hung out there. So I never got to try actual legit Guinness in Ireland. Because I was just so like running around. It was insane. It was insane. New Zealand and the continental U.S. have almost the same distance of coastline. That's really? Really? East Coast, West Coast, Gulf Coast. It's a lot of coast. You just been lurking this whole time. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I'm dying to hear all the stuff that you've been up to. I'm talking to you, Paige. I guess so, Qui-Gon. Yeah. Like, I haven't seen... Hold on. You're making me want to look at Facebook real quick, Paige. Which I don't even do that very much anymore, y'all. Seriously, the number of times I look at Facebook now. I say that. I look at Facebook a decent amount, but I don't pay any attention to it, and I don't really interact with it. No, no, no. Don't do that. Oh. So are you doing any productions right now, Paige? Are you still doing the last? I'm looking at Jordan's things. I know he posted something the other day, but I don't see you in any of that. What are you doing now? Talk to me. Yeah, Pro, I spend most of my time on Discord. Well, if I'm being honest, I don't spend a lot of time anywhere, if I'm being completely honest. Except maybe TikTok. I'll spend some time on TikTok. Even though I feel like their algorithms changed recently. Like, I didn't watch anything for a while, and then I came back, and all of a sudden, I'm getting crap thrown at me, like movie clips and stuff. It's like, I don't want to watch movie clips. I want to watch people doing, like, real, original things. Stop giving me movie clips. Oh, God, I feel that. And I know you've still been doing Nature Check. I assume that was still going on, although I haven't really followed that either. I don't follow anything anymore. God. Who am I now? Who have I become? What have I done? Chronic sleep disorders. Oh, God. That's got to be painful. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. It's got to be the worst. I mean, there was a little bit after my second surgery. Is it sad that I'm referencing things by which surgery I've had? There was a little bit of time after my second surgery where I could not sleep. Like, I would be up all night. I would try to go to bed at a decent hour, 10 o'clock, something like that. I would lie in bed until 5 a.m. Could not sleep. It was the worst. I think part of it was a mixture of just my body saying, like, what the fuck is happening to us with all the drugs and meds that I was on, and then missing parts of things, and just, yeah, it was a mess. I can't imagine still having to deal with that. Oh, you just moved pro. Nice. Hobbies and fun things can come after the essential and legal stuff has happened. That's how I look at it all right now. I'll do more hobbies and fun stuff once I get a job and move. Sound good? Sound great. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm not like work. I work every day on my freelance gig. It's not a high paying gig at all. I made them a deal because here's a story with this gig. This is crazy. I originally was contracting with my clients to build the website. As I was getting ready to sign a contract with them, they're like, hey, so we've been working with someone else on another website that's just about ready to launch, but they haven't finished it, and can you go ahead and finish it because they're moving on? I'm like, sure, yeah, let's work on that. Can you send me this stuff? We'll see what it takes. So I got this stuff back, and I'm like, this isn't ready to launch at all. I mean, you could launch it. I can make it work, but it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. And I showed them what I was talking about and why I said that. And I said, look, I'm just a junior. You're going to find 10 other perspectives from 10 other developers. But here's what I feel when I'm looking at this and what I can offer and why I say this. She's like, you know what? We kind of agree with you. We want to start over. Can you rebuild this site from scratch? I'm like, now, I'm a junior dev. I'm not a super experienced dev. So I want you to make sure you keep that in mind, that this is my perspective with my level of experience. We understand. We can offer this amount of money. It wasn't a lot, but I'm like, you're taking a risk. You've already invested cash. You're going to take a risk on me. I will do this cheap. So I'm working hard on that shit, but it's like way too long. I was hoping it would take 2 months, but it's already been about almost 4 months. So we'll see. So you are in a 9 to 5 office. No more Fabric Store hell, because it sounded like hell. I don't think I ever heard you talk about it where I wasn't thinking to myself, oh no, I wish I could help you out of that. Right, Bob, the New Zealand Taskmaster on TikTok that I've been watching. Don't get me wrong, I hate how some people will just like take movie clips and put them up there and be like, hey, watch this thing, give me my views and revenues. I kind of hate that, but man, it's hard to not watch Taskmaster. It kind of cracks me up. My wife's been watching the British version as well. Oh god, I can't even imagine. Working at the Fabric Store, that is. Sorry, I should clarify. I was talking to Paige on working at the Fabric Store. And I should tell you, Paige, just so you know, the number of times, especially being in this weird career change where I'm getting into software development, and I have a friend of mine that works at Unity, and I go to meetups at the Unity offices and everything like that. The number of times I have seriously contemplated like animating some of those Star Trek episodes is ridiculous. I don't have the time to do that worth anything, but man, y'all did such good stuff on that show. Oh. I'm taking a break. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know what else there's to talk about tonight. It's weird. Normally when I stream, I like have like a goal or something I'm doing, but I literally just updated Streamlabs OBS and launched. So I don't have anything like. I'm still looking at this, going like, "What is that?" Like I'm remembering all these things that I have in here. Like, oh, look at that. Yep, I remember these. Those are fun. I thought they were fun because I like them. Apparently, animated GIFs are apparently cringe by the younger generations. I don't care. I love them. So get over it. Stackus Unity is a bit of a hot mess right now. They've done a decent amount of damage control. Whether they've done enough is hard to say. I'm not one of the decision makers with the developers that are using those platforms, so I can't say that. But I know that they backtrack pretty hard, and even the management at Unity is like, "Whoa, we screwed up. We're sorry. Never mind." So yeah. You still have the Mazu renderings. Which version? The new version or the original Constellation class? I'm assuming the original Constellation class. You're playing a mechanic in the Star Wars RPG. Nice. Oh man, I miss y'all. Y'all were fun people to hang out with. I really miss that crew. I miss all of my RPG folks. You know, Kristen from Heroes of Awesome, she has moved away. She's not in Texas anymore. She has moved away. So she's not around anymore. Lock screen is a sovereign, background is Constellation. Nice. Nice. I feel like yeah. Right now my background on my desktop is the Star Trek Brave New Worlds crew. But it was the Mazu for the longest time. Too much change. Oh well, this is gonna blow your minds. You all remember Abby. Everybody remembers Abby. Because Abby was Abby. Like the epitome of Paladin, right? Let's see. Last summer, she was doing a fellowship in Germany studying epigenetics. And I think she just recently got a fellowship in New York doing the same kind of work in New York. Little Abby. Studying epigenetics across Europe and New York. Man, it is hard to keep RPG campaigns going, isn't it, Qui-Gon? It's rough. Abby is super smart. And here's the crazy thing. I don't know if I mentioned this to y'all before. There are still, I want to say 3 episodes of the original Heroes of Awesome that have never been edited and released. That are just sitting on a hard drive right over there. We took a break and we were gonna wait. So it's like, all right, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna wait a while and then we're gonna come back. And then life happened. We could never come back, and they've just been sitting there, never been edited. And it's daunting because it takes a lot to cut those videos, y'all. And now with everything else, with me like learning how to be a developer and getting a gig and everything, it's like, do I really take the time? Because it's days of work to put one of those videos together. So it's just like sitting there. It kills me. Every once in a while, I'm like, just want that put together. Oh man, original Heroes of Awesome was great, y'all. It was great. That'll always be just one of my favorite things I've done. Well, let's be honest. The original Heroes of Awesome and the Star Trek Adventures always make me happy. Always make me happy. um, crowdfund that. I should just crowdfund so that I can pay somebody to do it, because I don't got time to do it. I'm not sure they'd be able to do it. Well, sure they could. They could do it the same way. I've got all the assets. Oh God, Paige, it was painful. So we would have to watch, and we actually got it figured out. So Elizabeth, she would take the footage and she would watch, and she would just like put rough cuts in where she thought interesting things were, and then she would hand that off to me. So I would just have an entire 3-hour thing with just a few cuts. It weren't actually cuts of content. It's like, here's where I was interested, here's where I was interested, here's where I was interested, and I would kind of jump through all of those. But then I would have to sync all the audio, balance all the audio. Then I'd have to do all the graphic overlays and everything. You know, all those lower thirds that would slide in. Every once in a while I'd do a sound effects or a silly thing. It's just, man, that one episode would take 2 or 3 days to edit. So yeah, it's insane. I know, Bob. Castle walls are gone. Castle walls were donated to the theater department at the middle school across the street. I actually still have a couple of them. There's still a couple still upstairs. But the big ones, the really big ones that took up the main wall, yeah, those are gone. Out of here. Sad. Oh, man. Stuff we used to have. So Abby's dad, for the original Heroes of Awesome, would actually sit in, and for a while he would take notes, and we would sometimes get those notes and get them back, but after a while it just became easier just for Elizabeth to just watch it. It was time consuming, but it was the way that we ended up working best. But yeah, I mean, paying somebody to do that, paying somebody to go through, because we had what, 3 cameras set up. We played for about 3 hours at a time, and then we did the confessional interviews for 5 people with Brandon as the DM. So we did 5 confessional interviews with 2 cameras each. So that's a metric ton of footage. Paying somebody to go through all that and cutting that, that'd be a lot of cash. It's interesting though. I like the idea of maybe doing that, but I would have to have the editor in mind before I did it. I wouldn't want to like crowdfund, hey, I think this is how much it's going to cost. I would want to get somebody in line and be like, here's what I want to do. Can you do it? How much would you charge? And then maybe. I would have to crowdfund it though, because I couldn't afford to pay somebody that amount. Taylor Swift was a decoration at one point, Thermite. Good memory. For a while there, Taylor was in all of my stuff. She would just like pop up. She'd be just like sitting off in the corner or something. She was in all that stuff. Steph, did you see Eras live? You saw the Eras? You saw it? I mean, I've seen Reputation on Netflix. I'll watch the Eras tour on Netflix. It'll be wonderful. But man, I would love to see Taylor Swift live, but I don't want to be like the old guy. You know, I don't want to be the old guy at a Taylor Swift concert. Wow, Steph, you're hardcore. Constellation, Qui-Gon, it's still probably my actual favorite. I loved Heroes of Awesome, the original Heroes of Awesome, but man, I really loved what was happening in Constellation. Like that group, that crew. Oh God, so good, so good. I will always miss that. I still think of, like, even with everything I'm doing right now, it is hard for me to not think of like, can I pitch this to Dark Horse? Because I think Dark Horse has the Star Trek license for comics. It's like, can I pitch this? Can I go somewhere and say, this is a good story? Like, let's get a story by credit for everybody and just make it. I don't even care. Let's just put it out there because it's such a good story and they did such a good job with the characters and everything. Oh, love it. Have not seen Haunting in Venice yet, Qui-Gon. Have you seen it? Is it good? Because my wife loves Poirot. And this one looks very interesting for one of the new Kenneth Branagh Poirots. I don't think it's going to happen, Steph. But we'll see. I remember that, Janiter. We went to see Billy Joel. Yep. Sent you that picture. I've still got it somewhere on my phone, I'm pretty sure. You know what? I'm just glad we could help you out with that, Janiter. It was... I'm glad we could do that for you. It's the little things like that, you know. That's what I really miss about the community is like just hanging out with y'all and just being a part of each other's lives was awesome, and I do miss that a lot. Again, I don't know how to start up again, bring back or anything because I don't really feel like playing video games on stream. It was not fun for me. There were sometimes it was fun. Overwatch was fun. It was frustrating as all hell, but it was fun. I don't see myself playing Overwatch 2. I don't know anything about Overwatch 2. So, I don't know. Oh, wow. Qui-Gon. So you liked it then, huh? And Dark, you liked it as well, The Haunting in Venice. One of the best NPCs that kept coming back. I think he might be in one of the lost episodes that hasn't been cut yet. So nobody likes Overwatch 2. Glad to know. Every once in a while I'll see an ad for it. I'm like, I wonder what it's like. Not that I'm going to play it, but I wonder what it's like. Because I enjoyed the hell out of it. Hell, I even got a Palm controller because I played it so freaking much. I mean, seriously, how much Overwatch did we play for a while there? 2-3 times a week for a solid year at least. It's still on here. Overwatch main. Hold on. Look at that. There it is. Overwatch main. And then we have all these things. Yep. Ah, memories of the way we were. It's pretty true, Steph. You just trolled for like 5 hours straight. Oh, I've got a few more Overwatch overlays. Which one was this one? Oh, yep. Oh, yep. There's that one. Oh, that was... Yeah, I remember that one. That was... Oh, you don't need my screen cap. And there's the Overwatch screen. There you go. Yes. Every once in a while you play and then Stackers would just gone. Out. Stackers, where'd you go? He was just gone. He was like, I'm done. I'm not playing this anymore. Hey, Jonathan, what's going on? Things are alright, you know? Things are... life. It's been 2 years since I've posted anything or streamed. Well, 2 years since I streamed. 1.5 years since I posted a video. So, yeah. It's just like, man... We're just trekking through. I think everybody's kind of surviving. I feel like everybody's in survival mode now. Am I right? Are we all just living like The Last of Us, but not quite as intense? Just like The Last of Us dialed down to like 3 or something like that? I don't know. Fall Guy. Which one was Fall Guy? Didn't we play Fall Guy for a while? I think we played Fall Guy stuff, didn't we? They're literally rioting. Are you being serious? Is there a riot going on? Where are you still? Are you still in Philly, Bob? Have you gotten out of that? Tell me what you're doing now, Bob. What are you doing? I really hope you're not at the, okay, what's happening in Philly? Why are they rioting in Philly? I don't see anything on my quick news look here, so must not be that newsworthy. I guess that's just an everyday thing in Philly, right? Nope, don't see anything about rioting in Philly. I don't. Must not be newsworthy. Well, I'm glad you got out of Wally World. That's the main thing. Sorry that you're in a also crap place that's not treating you as good as Walmart. Wow, that's. Oof. Hey, you got your residency started stuff. I know that was stressful for a long time. I'm so happy that's working. You're practicing baby doctor? What? That's so awesome. There you go. Someone dropped their cheesesteak. Yeah, there's a lot going on in France too, right? Yeah, I'm sitting here. There was someone who was talking about this the other day. It was like, we're looking at moving to Europe, and there's so much going on in Europe right now. It's like war in Ukraine, NATO's expanding, Russia's lost their goddamn mind. Yeah, I don't know if they've had it for the past 20 years. Who knows? Janita's still at Walmart. 15 years at the Wally World. Oof. Well, I mean, if they're treating you right and you're happy there, more power to you, man. That's the main thing. As long as they're treating you right and you're happy, that's the main thing. If they're treating you like crap, get the hell out of Dodge. Which stuff, Qui-Gon? It's France, because I haven't followed it as much as I probably should be. I know that they were looking to raise the retirement age to like 64 or something like that. But outside of that, I've missed what a lot of the stuff is going on about. Well, you know, Janita, it's like I said, is if you're happy with what you're doing and they're treating you well, go to town, man. Like I've always said, I don't need like a big, massive job or anything. I just want to be happy and be treated well. I don't need a ton of money. I like a ton of money. Would not mind a ton of money. I bought lottery tickets when the jackpot was $1.2 billion. Fuck yes. Of course I did. But large crowds of juveniles loot multiple stores in Center City. Retirement thing was unpopular and got forced through anyway. Yeah, because I remember they were saying it was like they needed it to maintain solvency or something like that. I don't know. Not wrong there, Steph. We're so beaten down. It's just this is what we can get. It's like okay, I guess. Ugh. It just keeps getting worse. It's not true. I still think overall, even though it's one of these things. Here, let me. Nope, this way. Fuck. Real life. I still think the trend is still that. I think. I like to be a little optimistic about it because I've got a 4-year-old and I want him to have something to look forward to. Hey. Also, a reason that we want to move somewhere farther north. it's fucking hot here, y'all. Like, how hot is it? Steph, I feel like... Steph, are you on TikTok at all? Ethereal, I love how you just, like, throw a grenade in the middle of everything. China, Taiwan. Have you seen that political uwu girl? I feel like you would really like her, Steph. Let me see if I can find her real quick. Hold on. Let's see if she shows up in my For You. I'm just rolling through my For You to see if I find her. And I'm really having to watch what I look at because there's a lot of people posting Baldur's Gate stuff on there, and I don't want spoilers. There's a lot of Baldur's Gate stuff on there. I want to find her because I think Steph would like her. And I'm seeing stuff on TikTok that I want to watch. By the way, the AI D&D character filter on TikTok is probably the best one of those filters I've ever seen, because every single one of the ones I've tried before, because I try them all, I'm not going to post a video. I'm old. Nobody watches old white dudes on TikTok. Well, they watch some people, but they wouldn't watch me. Why? Nobody? No. But anyways, I try them out to see what they do. That one's actually decent, because most of them, when they see somebody that's like older, they're like, you must be an ugly young girl. And like, nope. All right. Okay, let's see if I can find. Still want to find this political uwu girl. Of course, she was like all over my For You page yesterday, and now I got nothing. Nope. Alright, let me check my following. Maybe she's unfollowing. It was kind of funny though, because somebody was saying like, this is why conservative movement is going to die, because there is no counterpoint to an uwu political girl saying things like she's saying. Yeah, Steph, Hank Green does beg to differ, but Hank Green's way better at this than I am. He's also not as old as I am, too. Nope, 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 nope. Why and how am I following Charlie D'Amelio? I don't need to be following her. Was that like one of the first accounts I ever followed, like 2 years ago or something like that? Or 5 years ago, whenever I first got on here? Come on, this is annoying. Here, I have a better idea. I just feel like I need to share this account with you, Steph. I know this is boring for absolutely everybody. Not now. Following. Here, I wonder if I can do this. Nope, not finding her. If I find her, I'm going to message her to you because I think you would love it. Hank is not the same age. Hank is younger than me. Bastard. But good news. Total remission. I know. I can't wait until the old white guys die off. The world will be a better place when we're all gone. I don't consider myself an old white guy. I am an old white guy, but not an old white guy. Yeah, dude, Hank looks like a kid. He looks so freaking young. He's always looked young, though, so. That's just him. Well, I'm not seeing her in here. It's really bugging me because literally the last time I was looking at this, probably last night, right before bed, she was just all over my For You page. Nope, 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 nope. Oh well. All right, I give up. 75 plus. Yeah, I think if you're 80 years old and you can't make it through a press conference without having like some kind of episode, maybe it's time to stop. You know, Qui-Gon, I feel the same way. I feel like my definition of old white guy is also dependent on income. I shouldn't even say that because I know some old white guys with not great income that need to shut up a little bit. I will say this. I had some good news 2 months ago, a month ago. Good news. Really great news. My student loan balance was forgiven. Holy shit, y'all. Holy shit. 30 years of paying on those. And the balance was forgiven. Thank you. That was good news. So there's that. So Steph, maybe it's possible. Refinance with the government if you can. I don't know. You didn't do any type of for-profit thing or anything like that. I mean, my balance was forgiven, but boy, don't think I didn't pay a metric ton of money over the past 30 years towards my student loans. I mean, way over twice the total value of the loans. Insane. So yeah, I am pretty darn happy about that. Steph, that's too much a month. There are better options. Get out of that. There are way better options. You do not have to pay that much a month. Yeah, Ethereal. So that's in loans. Do I like cheeseburgers? Sure. Cheeseburgers are fine. God, I think I got one of those letters when I first finished grad school. It was like they sent me letters like, here's how much you're going to pay. And it was more than my monthly salary. I'm like, you're ridiculous. That's not going to happen. A good day to you as well, Zabruski. Yeah, Qui-Gon, I have one of my friends who's an actor. She read for me for some scripts that I wrote ages ago when she was probably, I think she first read for me when she was 13. No, she was probably 15. I guess she was 15. Anyways, I kept in touch with her family because they liked my work, and we have kept in touch and became pretty good friends over the years. And she actually called me when she was about to graduate, and she was like, I can't decide whether I should go to college. And we talked about it a lot. She did not go to college. And cannot blame her. Cannot blame her. She's been in a bunch of low budget movies and stuff like that. So, good on you. I don't think that's failing at life, Qui-Gon. That was a good plan. I wish I had the foresight to not go to college. I made a lot of mistakes. Let's be honest. Should have done a lot of things different. All right, y'all. I've been going for about 2 hours. I'm probably going to call it a night. Got to get the kiddo off to school tomorrow morning. Again, flying solo. So I've got to get the kiddo off to school tomorrow morning. It's the first day as a TA, so I've got to get down to the school and meet with the assistant principal and all that stuff like that. Yeah, and then I've still got to work on the coding, then go pick up my son, because I get done with the class in enough time to eat lunch, go home, maybe get some coding done, pick up my son, set him down with his snacks, and say, okay, see you in an hour and a half, let me know, don't break anything. We pretty much let him just run the house while we're working. Because we both work at home, he gets out of school at like 3. So we're just like, all right, if you need us, we're here, but you're going to be on your own for a while. And hopefully Elizabeth gets back. It sounds like she might be back tomorrow evening. We'll see. I don't know. They celebrate the end of student loans having some mac and cheese. No, I actually got some sushi. So happy I got some sushi. Yeah. Good night, Qui-Gon. Yeah, Bob, it was nice to talk to everybody. And thanks, Steph. I'm proud of you for doing that. I'm glad that you're finally getting the residency thing done and being a real life doctor that you've been wanting to for so long. I'm really happy things are working out for you after all this. Janita, glad to see you as well through words. But you know what I mean. Yeah. And thanks, Daryl. I appreciate that for tomorrow. I'm glad my mobility is better too. Maybe one of these days I'll get you a picture of here. I might actually. Paige, great to see you as well. Say hi to everybody, because you probably communicate with them more than I do, which makes me sad as well. But say hi to everybody for me. 24-hour Baldur's Gate stream. Not happening. Sorry, that's just not happening. I'm trying to see if I can... Oh, here, I'll show you a picture. This was it's a video. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see it really quick. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Going. Best cheerleader ever, y'all. Right? Right? Best cheerleader ever. Good job, Daddy. Love it. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. It's really been great chatting with everybody. And we'll see. Maybe we'll do something again. I've been meaning to do this again sometime. Maybe after I finish this freelance gig and I start doing some open source stuff, I'll get on and do some coding streams or just hang out. I don't know. Like I said, I miss you guys. And it's wonderful to chat and see how everyone's doing. So have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.